Brent, good to see you. We are diving into the headlines today. Interest rates are staying high for now, and we want to talk through how to make them work in your favor. For several months now, the Fed has decided to leave those interest rates unchanged. And for the most part, this isn't great news for borrowers, but it may offer some unique opportunities for savers. So, how can retirees and pre retirees leverage those high interest rates to their advantage? What should they consider when it comes to saving and investments?
Yeah, interest rates has been one of the major market movers for 2023 and 2024. Essentially, the Fed came out and said, hey, inflation looks good. We're going to lower those interest rates. So the market rejoiced. And then, sure enough, inflation was a little bit stubborn. And so now, instead of an estimated six cuts, we're looking at one cut for 2024. So it's kept those interest rates high. For debt, that's bad, but for savings, that's good. A lot of our clients, which are mainly in the 60s and 70s, they've got a decent cash position. And so the last 18 months, I've spent a ton of time meeting with clients and saying, hey, the big bank where you have your savings account, 6 months expenses or whatever, they're paying you 0.01 or something terrible like that. So it's a great time to consider moving to a high yield savings account where earning anywhere from 4 to 5 is very normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk through, though, any specific types of savings or investment vehicles that retirees should be considering right now in this high interest rate environment.
Sure. So the big one is annuities. For the last year, the rates have gone absolutely to the moon. They are dependent on interest rates. And so when interest rates are high, the guarantees these companies can offer you are also high. So it equates to guaranteed income, paying out a higher percentage. Growth options in these accounts, you're getting a lot better growth opportunities. And so it's really been beneficial for people who are looking for a safe money investment, or at least a safer money investment that's also got some growth or some income potential.
Yeah, and billions being poured into annuities right now. I'm glad you brought that up, Brent. So, last question then. Should retirees hold off on any big purchases right now if they can't buy it outright? Is this that conversation again between distinguishing between good debt and bad debt?
Yeah, so I've got Dave Ramsey in the back of my mind saying if you can't pay cash for a toy, you probably shouldn't be buying it. So yes, with the interest rate environment the way it is, boat, car, things like that, try to save cash, or at least try to put down as much as you possibly can on it. Because the higher that balance is, the more you're going to be paying to a bank each month to drive that boat around or drive that car around. As far as good debt and bad debt is credit card debt. There's no argument there. Any type of balance you're carrying, you want to try to get away from that as quick as possible. Last thing I'll touch on is home ownership. A lot of people right now feel like they can't own a home because of the 7% interest rate. They've been a lot higher than this in the past. So I wouldn't necessarily discourage somebody from buying a home simply because we're in the 7.5% interest rate environment. Mortgages, if there was a good debt, that's arguably one of them.
I'm glad we got to talk this through, Brent. I think some people might have questions then about, whether their lazy money is really working for them, or talking through any big purchases. How can they get a hold of you with questions?
614-430-8383 or go to young-wm.com and we'll talk about it.
Great. Brent, thank you.
Thanks.